Okay, guys, this one is pretty personal. I really don't like this movie. Please don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that this is a bad movie because a lot of people love it for a reason. I just can't figure out what that reason is. As a Marvel movie, it's entertaining, it's fun, and even I have to admit, it is a good film. But as a Spider-Man film, it's fucking awful. I have 4 big problems with this movie, and each one of these problems kind of branches out into their own little ones, and they're just so distracting. First of all, this is just a personal preference, but I'm not a fan that they feature a lot of the Avengers stuff in it. I'm fully on board with Tony's involvement, it's definitely important that he's in the film, but there's a lot of references and cameos that I just don't think are needed. The other 3 problems are stuff that genuinely just make the film hard to enjoy for me. My overall biggest problem with the movie is the casting choices. I've said it loads of times in this series that Marvel really know what they're doing with who they cast, but it's like they mixed up movies with this one or something. Now, before you start slamming your keyboards to write death threats to me, obviously I'm not including Tom Holland in this. Tom Holland is by far the best version of Peter Parker we have ever got. Better than Tobey Maguire, he can't act. Better than Andrew Garfield, even though he's super underrated. Better than all of them. If you disagree, you're a moron.
I'm joking, please don't hate me.
He's lovable, adorable, and just somebody that you want around. At the start, he takes one of the more serious films in the MCU and turns it into a YouTube vlog. Ned is also perfect. We haven't had another nerdy friend for Peter to bounce off of in a Spider-Man film before. And now we have one. We realise how crucial that is. But that's basically it. The rest of the cast is just really confusing. I don't like Michael Keaton in this movie. I know he's a good actor, only an idiot would say otherwise. But he's overacting a lot, and although that can work with some, it doesn't work here. Flash is a headfuck. Flash Thompson is a jock. He's a tall, built, popular kid who can be intimidating to Peter. So tell me why he's small, Asian, and a fucking nerd in this, yet he's still popular.
Thank you. My friends call me MJ.
No, what the fuck? This is MJ. Do you see the problem here? My second problem with Homecoming is the suit. Spider-Man should not have a Jarvis-like AI in his suit that he can just have a conversation with. I understand the importance of her, but this is just not a thing Spider-Man should have. Same with all the gadgets. No. Spider-Man does not have a heads-up display in his suit. He does not have an instant kill mode, and he does not have a wing glider. No. And the final thing that really pisses me off, which I don't think anyone even notices, why does Uncle Ben not get mentioned at all? I'm fine with not seeing his death. I'm fine with not even seeing him in the film. But we don't get one tiny line mentioning Peter's father figure, the man that raised him. We get one small reference in Far From Home, but there's literally nothing in this movie. We spend half of the film watching Peter try to be just like Tony. But why is Tony his role model and not Uncle Ben? Right, rant over. Kind of. I'm done talking about my main problems, but I still need to talk about the smaller ones. The writing is really good for like 95% of the movie, but whoever wrote this line,
"Sup, penis Parker?"
needs to be fired. I don't like the twist that the Vulture is Liz's dad. I just think it's really unoriginal, but to be fair, they play it off very, very well. And last of all, Adrian is now one of the only people in the world that knows Spider-Man's true identity. But it sucks that this never becomes a factor in the film. Like, Peter still decides to go after him, even though Adrian said that if he does, then he'd kill everyone he loves. Yet his identity of his friends and family are never in any real danger. Also, it never explains why Adrian is now keeping this information to himself at the end. Like, why are you trying to protect Peter all of a sudden? Right, I'm done with the bad stuff. You can unmute the video now. But I mean, there aren't many good things I can say, so I'll try my best. I love that they incorporated the Spider-Man theme tune into the Marvel logos. They did this because they knew that this film was a massive deal, and this was a way to hype up every single person in the theatre. The action scenes are really good. It is a crime to have a bad action scene in a Spider-Man film. I'm looking at you. And finally, I love the subtle reference to Miles Morales. Donald Glover was a surprise actor in this movie, and getting a shout out to someone else in the Spider-Man universe was a really nice moment.
I don't want those weapons in this neighborhood. I got a nephew who live here.
So yeah, to wrap it up, I'm seriously not saying this is a bad movie, because I do find it entertaining to watch. It just really pisses me off. 5 out of 10, overrated as fuck. Now, usually for my Character of the Movie award, I'll give it out to a side character or just someone that has the best moment. But seriously, I just have to give it to Tom Holland. Because while this film was seriously not enjoyable, he's still given us the best rendition of Peter Parker.
It's the most amazing thing that's ever happened. So Mrs. Oak was like, "Hey, Underoos," and I just sort of flipped in, and I stole Cap's shield, and I was like, "Hey, what's up, everybody?" And then,
"Hey, just a second, coming."
Hey.
We have thin walls here.